been back home for about a week now, and today I'm going down to my office to start processing some of all the hyperlapses that I shot in Taiwan a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I'm just gonna get ready and head down to my office. Arrived at my office in Aarhus. Come have a look. So it's time for some coffee now, I think. So I've been working for pretty much the entire day on our vlogs, and I started to process some of our hyperlapses that we shot all over Taiwan. So there's a lot of data to go through, and it's really a tedious process, but right now I'm actually about to start processing the night market hyperlapses that we did in Taichung. So I thought that I just wanted to show you at least some of my workflow right here. So we are in After Effects right now. After Effects is where I process 90% of my material, because After Effects allows me to do advanced color grading, stabilizing and smoothing of all my time lapses and hyperlapses. So there really is a lot of freedom in After Effects to do whatever you want to your material. So I also use Lightroom and a program called LR Timelapse, but I don't do so much direct processing in these programs. 90% of my processing is in After Effects actually. So right here I have my night market hyperlapse from Taichung. This is pretty much straight out of camera. So it's unstable. It's a hyperlapse, which means that I shot it on a monopod, taking one step between each photo. So this is not stable, it's pretty shaky. So what I need to do is do some pretty heavy motion tracking on one point, and then afterwards I will apply a warp stabilizer to take away the last few shakes. So what I need to do is to apply a tracker right here, and then I'll have to choose a tracking point to be visible throughout the scene. And I think that the window right here is a good choice, because I think it will be pretty much visible throughout the scene. And even when it gets dark and the lights turn on, it's visible. So I think I will pick this corner up here, because here's a lot of contrast, and the motion tracker is going to have a much easier time to pick the tracking point when there's a lot of contrast. So just going to apply it right here and then start the motion tracking. So the tracker is now applied, so let's just see. I think it did a pretty good job. So as you might saw in our previous vlog from this night market, it was a very, very crowded area with a lot of people and a lot of scooters just passing by, rushing just next to the camera. So it was kind of an extreme experience to actually shoot this hyperlapse. Looking at it now and seeing the product come to life and assembling all the frames, it's a satisfying experience to see all your hard work coming to life. So okay, so the tracker did a pretty good job. The point that we tracked are now fixed to the same point, so the hyperlapse looks a lot more stable already. Yeah, this one goes from day to night, which in a totally seamless day to night transition, which is just fantastic to really apply the day to night transition onto a hyperlapse. It just lifts the total quality of the product so much. So, and what I hope is that when I apply warp stabilizer, that it will be able to take away the last few shakes that are still present in the hyperlapse. So warp stabilizer has analyzed through, and I'm just gonna check and see how well it performed. When I shoot all my hyperlapses, I'm very aware that every frame is pretty much in level, and that way I've actually done half of the stabilizing already in camera. Yeah, this looks pretty good, much more stable after warp stabilizer did its job. It's actually almost perfect. Yeah, it's really nice. If you zoom in, you can see there's just a few bumps up here around the window where we had our tracking point, and that's mainly because that warp stabilizer has to warp and stretch the photo to make it look stable. So usually it leaves some slight shakes and bumps that you will have to deal with afterwards. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna nest my clip. I'm gonna find a new track point, apply it to the same spot as before. All right, the last motion tracker has now finished, and I think it's 99% perfect. It's really good. There are a few small jitters and shakes that I can see, but 99% of the audience probably won't see it. So it probably has something to do with that when I shot this hyperlapse, I had no straight path or line to follow, so I had to pretty much guess where the middle of this road was, so I couldn't be 100% accurate the path that I followed. So being that the camera has been maybe varying a little bit from side to side can result in a few small jitters, but it's not too obvious, and I can live with it 100%. This is a very well executed hyperlapse and a totally seamless transition from day to night, and you can really feel the crowd and the atmosphere from all the people. I'm sure it's gonna make the final cut for a film. I think I may do a little bit of color grading, not much. It looks amazing as it is, I think. So I might do some noise reduction and sharpening just to perfect it a little bit. Then I think it's pretty much it. So great success. So, time to go home now. Long day at the office. Long, nice day.